Let's be real. Most games have combat, but great games, they make you feel it. The weight of the sword, the rhythm of dodges, and the satisfaction of a perfect counter. That's what separates the casuals from the masterpieces. Today, we're breaking down the top 10 games with the best combat systems, ranked not just by how good they look, but by how deeply they reward skill, precision, and mastery. Let's dive in. 10. Assassin's Creed Mirage. After years of heavy RPG combat and damage numbers flying everywhere, Mirage brought back something fans had been begging for: simplicity and precision. The combat system goes back to the roots, relying on timing, stealth, and clean execution instead of grinding stats. Every assassination feels deliberate, and close quarters fights finally have that snappy, counter-based flow reminiscent of the classic Ezio days. Sure, it's not the deepest system out there, but it's a reminder that clean, focused design can still feel great when done right. Mirage's combat isn't about overwhelming complexity, it's about mastering efficiency. 9. Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Jedi Survivor delivers one of the most cinematic and fluid combat experiences in any Star Wars game to date. Each stance completely changes how you approach a fight. Single blade for precision, double blade for control, dual wield for speed, and the crossguard for raw power. It's fast, responsive, and incredibly flexible once you learn how to chain force powers with melee combos. The parry timing feels natural, and when you start switching stances mid-fight, it becomes almost like a lightsaber dance. There are moments when camera angles can get messy during tight fights, but overall, Jedi Survivor nails the balance between spectacle and skill. It makes you feel like a Jedi, and that's the highest praise any Star Wars game can earn. 8. Sifu. Now, this one separates casual players from fighters. Sifu is a pure test of discipline and control. Every punch, kick, dodge, and counter demands precision. It's not about pressing buttons, it's about mastering the rhythm of combat. The game's aging mechanic is genius. Each time you fall, you rise older, wiser, stronger, but also weaker in health. It's a visual metaphor for experience. Your character literally grows through your failures. The combat has a deliberate, almost realistic weight to it. The animations, impact timing, and enemy reactions are top tier. It can be brutally unforgiving, yes, but when you finally clear a boss flawlessly, it's one of the most rewarding feelings in gaming. Sifu isn't about fighting to win, it's about fighting to learn. 7. Monster Hunter World. If you've ever taken down an Elder Dragon solo, you already know why this is here. Monster Hunter's combat isn't just deep, it's technical mastery disguised as chaos. Every weapon is its own discipline. The Great Sword is about patience and timing, dual blades are about speed and stamina management, and the Insect Glaive gives you aerial control like no other game. What sets it apart is how every animation matters. There's no canceling mid-swing, no easy way out. You commit, read the monster, and react. It's demanding, yes, but that's why it's satisfying. Monster Hunter World rewards players who think, adapt, and stay calm in chaos, and that's why it remains a benchmark for tactical combat depth. 5. Doom Eternal. No other FPS plays like Doom Eternal. It's not a shooter, it's an arena of controlled aggression. You're constantly balancing health, armor, and ammo through a brilliant resource loop. Need ammo? Chainsaw. Need armor? Flame Belch. Need health? Glory Kill. It's fast, chaotic, and surgical at the same time. You can't just hide behind cover, you're forced to move, react, and execute under pressure. The combat flow is a masterclass in momentum-based design. Every fight feels like a choreographed storm, brutal, fluid, and insanely satisfying. No fluff, no filler, just pure gameplay refinement. 4. Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima blends cinematic style with mechanical precision better than almost any other open-world game. Its sword combat feels authentic. Every parry, every counter, every stance shift carries weight. The stances themselves add tactical depth. You read your enemy's weapon, switch stance, and dominate with purpose. What makes it brilliant is its clarity. You always know what's happening, and every hit lands with satisfying feedback. By late game, Jin can feel almost too strong, but that's part of the fantasy, becoming the unstoppable ghost. Tsushima proves that combat doesn't need to be overly complex to be beautiful. It just needs to be balanced, responsive, and expressive. 3. God of War Ragnarok. There's a reason Kratos' Leviathan axe is one of the most iconic weapons in gaming. That funk, when it returns to your hand, pure dopamine. Ragnarok's combat strikes a perfect mix of weight, flow, and variety. You can swap between the axe and the blades of chaos mid-fight, juggle enemies with Atreus' arrows, and seamlessly chain heavy strikes with runic abilities. What makes it stand out is the tactical layer, reading enemy types, positioning yourself in multi-enemy encounters, and using vertical space effectively. Every move feels deliberate, no wasted motion. It's cinematic combat that still respects players' skill. 2. Devil May Cry 5. This is pure combat artistry. Devil May Cry 5 isn't just about beating enemies, it's about doing it with style. The combat is deep, expressive, and endlessly replayable. You're rewarded for creativity, not just surviving, but looking good doing it. Each character brings their own rhythm. Dante is versatility and mastery. Nero is precision and power. V is control and distance. The combo potential is infinite. Players are still discovering new tech years after release. It's one of the few games where skill directly translates to spectacle, and that's the mark of a perfect action system. 2. Dark Souls 3. The game that redefined modern combat design. Dark Souls 3 takes every lesson from the series and distills it into pure mechanical balance. Every animation, every dodge frame, every parry window is intentional. The combat is slower and more deliberate than most action games, but that's what makes it powerful. Every mistake is yours, and every victory feels earned. No other game punishes impatience and rewards mastery like this one. Its influence is everywhere, from indie Soulslikes to major AAA combat systems. Dark Souls 3 doesn't just test your reflexes, it tests your mindset. It's less about can you win and more about can you endure. 1. Sekiro. If we're talking combat perfection, this is it. Sekiro is the gold standard, the purest expression of skill-based combat in modern gaming. There's no stat crutch, no armor grind, just you, your blade, and your timing. Every fight is a duel, and every enemy is a puzzle. It's all about posture, breaking your opponent's defense through flawless deflections and controlled aggression. It's hard, yes, brutally hard, but never unfair. Sekiro doesn't reward you for surviving, it rewards you for understanding. When you finally master its rhythm, you stop reacting and start flowing. You're not just playing a game, you're performing a martial art. From Software built a combat system so sharp it makes other action games feel dull in comparison. And that's why Sekiro stands as the definitive example of what a perfect combat system looks like. And there you have it, the top 10 games with the best combat systems ever made. Each one does something different, from Tsushima's elegance to DMC's flash, to Sekiro's pure mechanical mastery. But honestly, we barely scratched the surface. There are plenty more worth mentioning: Nioh, Elden Ring, For Honor, even Arkham Knight, each bringing its own flavor of skill and precision. So if you want a part 2, drop a comment below, tell me your favorite combat system, and hit that subscribe button, because trust me, we've got plenty more battles to talk about.